on K-Fire 550, 99.7 FM, iHeartRadio.
Oh my God, how do you like that? Right on time, 8:40 Guns in the 701. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are we doing today?
Oh, just fantastic now that we got the thunder and lightning just a little bit away from us, because it makes me want to hide under the table, channeling my inner yellow lab.
We had a little of that this morning, but it didn't leave us much. A little bit of moisture settled in dust, and it must have rolled up to you today.
Well, and at this point, we're kind of taking whatever we can get, because it's been slim pickings of late, so we just got to take what we can get. Guns in the 701 here on K-Fire. So apparently, well, I'll just let you explain what the heck the TV guy means when he's picking on what seems like the basic tool of crossbow hunting season to begin with.
Yeah, so David Holder, who does a show on it, I think it's the Outdoor Channel, and he's a big social media presence, big bow hunter, raised hunting. He went out and they do a weekly podcast, and of course he comes out and says he's going on record, all self-righteously, that crossbows have absolutely no place in the archery hunting season. It's just kind of a... Go ahead, Todd.
I'm horribly confused. What's next? Hey, guns have no place during deer gun season. What's next?
Yeah.
Where does it stop?
Well, he thinks he's this big purist and makes himself out to be the purest form of hunter in the Western Hemisphere. But, if you go look at his sponsors, Todd, and what he uses on his quote, real hunting bow there, he's got the Trophy Ridge as one of his sponsors there. He's on their pro team. They got a digital shooting sight. It actually adjusts the pin itself for you, and he's got a nice little range finder on it. Tells you the range, and then of course he's got a lot like all bow hunters. You got a trigger release, and they got the bar on there that balances it all real nice, and all this stuff to make them super quiet. And and then he thinks you're cheating when you use a crossbow, which is, like I said, it's kind of a ridiculous argument. It comes up every once in a while, but I have a crossbow. Clay has a crossbow. I'm not sure how it's cheating. How long a crossbow's been around, Clay? Remember that we talked about that one? How many?
It was one of the original weapons of war, right after the rock.
Yeah. But yeah, so this guy, like I said, he thinks he's a big purist, and if you're at a crossbow, you're a cheater, and you're not a real hunter. You're one of these guys. So I watched the show a few times. I thought it was all right. I mean, I'm never going to watch it again now, because I think you should be able to hunt with whatever you want. And hopefully I never see a picture of this guy out hunting with anything but an old recurve bow with no sights on it again, right? If you want to be a real hunter.
Well, yeah, it just makes no sense, his ideology. I went and kind of cruised it after we looked at that video, and I'm telling you, this guy, for wanting to ban crossbows because it ain't archery hunting, I guess then he probably should get rid of all his modern scent covers. He should get rid of his modern camel, his modern blind, his modern compound bow. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but yet he singles out a crossbow because he feels that isn't part of archery. Well, I think it goes down to a lot of these archery hunters. I'm sure I'm going to upset some that are listening today, but so many of the people in that crowd, they want their protected little niche. It's like the fourth rail of hunting. They always say the fourth rail and the third rail of politics. Well, that's what this is. Archery hunters, they don't want anybody messing with their little season that they've got carved out, which is a small minority, so they can keep buying tags over the counter pretty much everywhere. And that is kind of how it is. There are states that have crossbows allowed, Minnesota being one of them now. And we're going to compare some numbers after this year's season, because I want to really see where that falls out at. But you know what? I think the more people you can get out there with the tools that you have, I can't think of anything better to unite hunters and get them out there hunting. I don't get his reasoning. I really don't.
If we're going to play Bushnell is one of his sponsors too. I guarantee you he uses a rangefinder. Is that not cheating? Boy, you know exactly how far they are then, right? You're cheating with that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And as far as like bow hunting and hunting season goes, hey, rifle season, they reduced the tags. Remind me, Clay, how many bow hunting tags got reduced this year in North Dakota?
Zero tags were reduced.
Just like Clay said, they get their season cut off for them. They should reduce bow tags then.
And, you and I have talked about that on all of our shows about our solution to that. Is it popular? No. Could it work? Yes. A, quit hunting during the rut, and B, get one tag and hunt in any season you want. That's what these archery hunters really like. They are a special elite group, a lot of them, because they can get multiple tags during the year. And that's the way it is. And I thought this was about a management issue. So let's have one tag, give it out to more people as a management tool, and let them hunt whatever season they want.
So when's rock season if we're going to be purists?
Get your slingshot out.
Slingshot season. There we have it.
We got archery, muzzleloader, deer.
There was a guy actually he spear hunts, and his sponsor, which I think was Under Armour, got mad at him for doing that and dropped their sponsorship of him. I mean, if it doesn't get any more pure than throwing something, trying to stick it in something and take it that way, is there? But I guess I watched the video. It was a clean kill. The guy was a javelin thrower in college, so he was pretty good at that sort of thing. But
I think that was Tim Wells, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it might have been him. Yeah, I think
Tim Wells is awesome. He has a show and he hunts archery mostly, but he loves guns and he loves to take things with his blowgun and spears. And I want to take something with a spear. I want to get one of those. That's my new thing. I want to learn how to do it. Don't get more primal than that.
All right, now we're going to start a spear season. There we go.
Yeah, I need a special season.
So rock season first, then spear season.
Then crossbow, then archery.
Yeah, we start as primitive as we can and then work our way up. Love it. Guns, spears, and the 701. Now I got to change the name.
Well, and then, and I got to put this shameless plug in here. Then you can go get your crossbow tuned up, being it's such an advanced piece of machinery down at Lauer Auto Repair. I bet Axe can set you up down there.
Oh, yeah, he's handy.
847 and K-Fire Guns in the 701. And you guys are sitting there with your shots of 2A bourbon as we speak, right?
I should be some days.
Yeah.
No,
use one of those right now.
It's cool. It's a Constitutional Spirits, Durham, New North Carolina. It's owned by Tim Oates, and he launched his 2A Kentucky bourbon, guys. And basically what he's going to do is he's going to be taking a lot of the profits from that and donating it to military and Second Amendment issues, including the Second Amendment Foundation. And to me, it's a great idea. It's going to hit the market. I did go check out their website, and I found quite a few things on there that I think it's great. The bottle has a unique pistol case, guys, and then the top of that features two bullets that cross and form the letter A, which is for the Second Amendment. It bridges between them with the number 2 and the fitting symbol as far as they're concerned for the Second Amendment. Looks like about 3 weeks now when I was looking on there. It might even launched a little bit earlier, but I love this idea. I'm going to have to go ahead and get one. It's available in 44 states, so I'll have to see if it's available up here, but I'd love to get a little of that and give it a try. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm in Minnesota right now, and we're going to head into town here a little later, and I'll see if they got any of this stuff around, or not only this stuff, Clay and Todd, there's also, which has been around for a long time, lead slingers. They got whiskey, bourbon, rum, vodka. They got all sorts of that. I believe I've seen it in Bismarck at one time, and they sell out right away. Obviously, we're in a very pro-gun area there, but I'm going to see if they have some here in Minnesota, because Todd, we're definitely into the spirits here where I'm at in Minnesota. We're out on the,
You'd have to be in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's the only way to tolerate. I'm just kidding.
And Todd, he's on a lake called Shirtless Lake or Shirt Lake. I don't remember. What's it called, Jamie? Shirt Lake?
It's Shirt Lake, and Deerwood, Minnesota. So we're east of Brainerd, Todd, probably about 25 miles.
Shirt Lake?
Yeah.
Shirt Lake, yep. beautiful. It's going.
Please tell me the story to that name.
I ask people who live here, and none of them can really give me a straight answer about it. So I always thought it's shirtless is what I thought how the name might have came about. Somebody got.
Well, you got to figure there's a sister lake nearby, and the more modest people go to Shirt Lake, and those who are more free spirited go to Shirtless Lake, I guess.
Me and Marty were giving him a hard time on the live stream Wednesday, so he sent us a shirtless picture on Shirt Lake. So,
while I am open-minded, I'm sure as hell not going to send you one of those. I live without it. Photoshop me onto something else or something.
What you do, Todd, is you take a bunch of shots of this 2A bourbon, and then you definitely want to go shirtless. There you go.
It turns out my shot glass is a heck of a lot bigger than the average one. In that case, if we're doing that,
I'm with you there, buddy.
Hey, Daryl East wants to know when Chase Them Over a Cliff season happens. I guess that kind of came before rock, right? When's Chase season?
Well, it's only available on the reservation. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble for that one.
Wow, there we have it. That is the comeback of the entire year right there. But so I guess we start with Chase season, then rock season, then okay. Now
well, we did modernize it a little down here though. Rather than using horses and going over the jump, we just go ahead and use a mobile hunting blind. It can come in Ford, Chevy, or Dodge.
Or Toyota, or Nissan, or I could hear all those people whining already. I'll just save them the trouble. You don't need to text me. I know the response. 851 at K-Fire Guns in the 701 and a left-wing gun grabber pushing to prevent Jason Aldean from raising money for families of slain Christian school children. Good grief. Then don't donate.
Exactly. What
Right,
tell them about old Shannon Watts?
Yeah, good old Shannon Watts here from Mom's Demand Action, otherwise should be known as Mom's Demand Confiscation. She said she was proud to be one of the people who got Aldean's song yanked off of CMT, and now
how'd that work out for CMT that nobody even watches that anyway?
yeah, it's pretty weak. But CMT actually was advertising gun control commercials a long time ago, so I knew what they were all about. But I mean,
I have more listeners in New Salem than CMT has viewers in the United States. I mean, come on.
Well, they're owned by Paramount, another commie company.
Yep. And what she's trying to do, Todd, the Grand Ole Opry is going to have a fundraiser for this Covenant Christian School shooting there, and she doesn't want Jason Aldean to be part of the singers coming there to raise money for the families of these slain people there, which is pretty low if you ask me, Todd.
Well, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, if you're not going to support it, then don't support it. That's fine. But why the need to prevent the fundraiser?
Good question.
Well, she just doesn't want him going to the fundraiser. I don't think she's against the fundraiser. She's against him being one of the artists singing.
Oh, he's the problem. Try that in a small town. All right, fine.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
I got you right
he's
here.
Racist, you know.
Dean's got to be happy.
Well, I don't
pushed his music, that particular song, the number one, and the last concert I seen that he did after that, it was sold out pretty much. There wasn't an empty seat in the house. So, I mean, they didn't cancel him, and I'm glad people weren't able to do that to him, but it just shows you that we do have power in numbers. Don't let them do it to you. I wish they'd have done it at the state fair, but no, everyone went in there and went and seen that anti-gunner Eric Church, which was unfortunate.
My own wife leans a hair to the liberal side, pretty moderate, but she even came to me last night and said, okay, I finally sat and listened to that Jason Aldean song. I don't get it. What's the problem? And I'm like, okay, she doesn't even have a problem with it.
No, it shows real life footage from when the BLM riots were going on across this nation and the things they were doing. I mean, if you don't like the truth, then quit committing the crime.
Some people cannot handle having the mirror held up to them because they can't stand what they're looking at. which is why I don't own any mirrors. But that's a different story.
Because fake media didn't report it correctly doesn't mean it didn't happen. So I commend him for actually doing that with the video. And by the way, Jason Aldean didn't even write the song, guys. So he just he's singing it.
I know they're all mad at him. He just sang it. Good grief. All right, Guns in the 701. When's the new stuff drop?
Going to drop on iHeart today with this broadcast. Going to be on Monday in the crosshairs at 11:30 Mountain, 12:30 Central, and then brand new show on Wednesday. Jamie will be back. That guest host Marty this week at 6:00 p.m. Mountain.
Is he going to be shirtless?
You'll have to ask him.
I'm sorry.
I tell you
don't know where that came from.
I will.
I just read the text. I don't interpret them.
Shirtless and a vest.
Man, I was pretty sure I was going to get through the day without somebody asking me to ask that question. But there we are. You never know what I'm like. All right.
I'll do it. I'll get it done for the
you do it. Do it for me, too, because I ain't doing it. I got to draw a line someplace. Guns of the 701 Best Podcast on iHeart. Check it out. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Todd. Have a good one.
Alrighty, Guns in the 701. Happy birthday, Kyle Schwing.